will do this one with like Westfold. Oh yeah, and basically he fall in love with Eowyn, and they receive as their fifth home like
The
Ithilien.
Westfold of Rohan has great importance to the defense of Rohan. It must be protected.
Must be protected. Yeah, and they actually live happily ever after and
Destroy all Mordor forces.
build 6 farms. That's easy enough to do, I guess. Oh, actually, I do have to wait a bit. Yeah, but I will take care of back. Even though his leadership bonus might be nice. Yeah, they do more damage. Everything does more damage. So yeah, basically what's interesting about yeah, the story of Aragorn was the fact that Aragorn was um, had fallen in love with the daughter of Elrond, with Arwen, and yeah, basically she renounced her elven, let's say, gift. In the way, in what that it means that basically she chose to become like I can actually go go back with my archers and leave the heroes to deal with the enemies. They should be able to. Oh, come on, bro. You were left alone. Where is Pippin? So yeah, basically what happened was the fact that oh, actually I don't know how it works because it seems that they receive like upgrades even though they are only near people who kill them. I don't know how this works actually. I start to don't know how it works. So yeah, basically she renounced her long life in order to yeah, be with Aragorn. But to be honest, what that meant it was that she become oh, he's almost died. That Arwen, oh, Eowyn, just run away, run away, run away. So yeah, well, why you died? Where are you? Yeah, basically what happened was this fact that they basically she basically chose to forfeit her long life in favor of being with Aragorn. So yeah, but that doesn't mean that she shared the fate of humans. The only person in history who did share the fate of humans was Luthien. She barely she what she did was she forsaken her elven legacy. Uh, of course, elves could choose if they want to become mortal, but they would still go to uh, I think it was to the Undying Lands when they died. He would go to the house of Manos, basically the Angel of Death or the Maiar of Death. They would go to their house and rest till the end day when the let's say the how can I say it? Basically the end days was like the day of reckoning. But yeah, the human went to a different place, a place that actually no elf and even the Maya, it was hidden even from the Maya, the place in which like the um, yeah, the place in which like the humans will go. Like it says that Iluvatar, like the god of the supreme being of actually the god of uh, Lord of the Rings universe. This is where he basically he was the only one who knew where like the he he knew where like the humans would go, and the only elf who really managed to go there was Luthien, um, the wife of Beren and Luthien. Also, she was like one of the um, few persons who actually managed to keep the Silmarillion in her keepsake, to say that least. But actually, the fact that she did kept him basically made her die faster. So yeah, basically this is what happened. She took it, but the power of the Silmarillion basically killed her. So yeah, it was not without consequences. But while it was in her, let's say, oh, Abby, run away because I don't want to lose you.
Hurry up! There they are. What should we do?
No, you shouldn't do anything. Basically, while it was in there under her, let's say, uh, while she kept it,
I will ride once again.
no one tried to take it
Riders of Rohan!
from her. Like she she actually kept him without problem. I could finish the missions anytime I want to level Theoden a bit. I mean, he's already max level. I mean, he won't unlock any more like abilities, but I do want to level him a bit.
Take your last breath.
So yeah. Also, it seems like the heroes are most easily to like level up from actually um, killing buildings. So yeah, basically, yeah, she kept it in her stead. Um, but yeah, Arwen, she didn't, and she didn't choose that life. And basically, her father Elrond told her about the dangers of choosing like this one, because basically, even though she chose to become more mortal, where are you coming from? She did maintain like a really long lifespan. Of course, Aragorn, being a descendant of the Númenor king, also had like a really long lifespan. But uh, he didn't want to cling to his life. Yeah, he didn't want to cling to his life like the old, let's say, all people of the old Númenor who were deceived by Sauron. Um, yeah, he didn't want to cling to his life. The old people of Númenor did that, like they really clung to their lives, because what one of the gifts that they receive, and well, basically why they were uh, like let's say kings of
You got to do something. Follow me.
while why they were like
Help me.
kings of oh, okay,
We will win
take
this
the
day.
first one and does come here because they are protecting
Taste
it
my
like
blade, savage!
crazy. And they don't do like a lot of damage, like they do so little damage. It's
I
so
fear this is
crazy
the end.
how little damage they do.
Get ready! Over here!
Buildings.
Take some of it!
Yeah.
Steady on.
And I will send them here because probably here is another base. Yeah, basically they can
Heal yourselves!
actually
This way!
because you'll die.
I do not fear this evil!
Yeah, you should feel this evil.
Take your last breath!
The enemy is here! Sound the alarm!
Stay together!
So
They're attacking!
she has a bit more health, so maybe now we can rush Theoden to her aid, but yeah. He basically does very little damage.
This way!
And for a king, basically you want to keep him in formation for his leadership bonuses. So yeah, basically this is the good plan.
Vanquish the enemy!
So yeah. Also, as you can see, like even though we are max population, basically we have
This will be a day to remember!
way less, let's say, squads because they take 20, like the elves
This will
take
be a day to
20.
remember! This way!
Anyway, so basically, because Aragorn was from the old kings of Numenor, which were like descendants of the brother of Elendil, of Elrond, which was Elendil, who was the first king of Numenor. Basically, they had like the power to like choose when they die. Like he could like choose his day of death. And the first kings had really long lives. But then they become corrupted by the Sauron, which they basically the Numenorians were very powerful. They managed to capture Sauron. Like they basically destroyed his army and he captured them. But that was his downfall because they like poisoned their mind, and while they were like while he was poisoning them, what happened was that the fact that they basically started to lose their long lives, and they start clinging to their lives, not willing to let go. And that Aragorn didn't want to do. Like, I think at almost 300 years old, he was like 100 and something when he became king. At almost 300 years old, he basically decided that it's enough, and yeah, he had an heir. The heir was ready to take the throne. He made sure that he was ready to take the throne, and he was like, okay, my life, I have lived a fulfilling life, so I see no point in continuing.
Keep your wits sharp.
So yeah, so he chose to die, and of course this left his wife a bit, yeah, not very, let's say, the wife was not very happy about this decision, because basically what happened was the fact that, yeah, she was left alone.
We will show our valor!
Of course she had her child, and she took care to
We
her
all
child.
must have a
She
sword.
went to, if I'm not mistaken, Lorien, and yeah, basically she spent like the last of her days there in Lorien. Where is the
Quickly!
uh, last of their outposts? Here maybe. Yeah, basically in Lorien she spent like her last days, because she did have long life, and yeah, it was a life
Quickly!
that's yeah, it wasn't very nice for her because basically she lost her husband and yeah, saw her child grow up and grow old and yeah.
Hurry up!
So it's interesting
The enemy
because
holds these lands.
basically what I feel Tolkien was trying to tell
Hurry up!
us through this is the fact that it's more important to live a very fulfilling life
Hurry up!
instead of living a long life, and that yeah, basically we should not let in a way we should not be afraid of
Riders of
let's
Morinabah!
say eh,
Maintain
health
your
but
balance!
We will
I
have
want
victory!
him to take like the
It's the enemy! Take cover, men!
last 2 hits to see how much. Oh,
Not the assault!
he almost leveled up.
Not the assault!
So yeah, basically I think it's like the fact that it's more important to have a fulfilling life than have a long life, right? And we shouldn't afraid that. Uh, of
The enemy
course,
is near.
it's harder said than done because the fear of death it's in all of us, and
Our forces are under
or
attack!
in most of us, it's really like hard to
Elven warriors!
don't fear death if you don't know
They will not
what
see
it's
us in the
after
forest.
it. Like, uh, and the truth is, we don't.
Cover
Where
will
it
hide
was
us.
firing. And the truth is, like, we don't really. Like, a lot of people don't really know what
footing.
it's
Don't
after
draw
it,
attention.
or
Watch your footing.
they
This is the way.
are not sure of what is after it because they
Watch your
don't
footing.
know
draw
God,
attention.
and basically for
will
them
not
their
see us in the
lives is a
forest.
bit like,
Like the wind.
yeah, I'm
Hurry,
dying
elves
and
of the woods.
what's next?
Be quick.
Like,
Hurry, elves of
what
the
is
woods.
awaiting me
They must fall.
when
Hold it.
when I die.
They're here!
Covering will hide us.
So yeah,
This is the way.
but yeah, if you can know God, then you are not afraid because you know that what's awaiting you when you die. It's nothing to be afraid of
Break away. Be quick.
because yeah, basically it's eternity spent with
Break
Him.
away. Hold
It
it.
shouldn't be something that we should be afraid of. But yeah, unfortunately,
Fear no darkness!
um, yeah, for some people this is not a guarantee. If you don't,
Riders of Rohan!
Maintain your balance.
if you don't take on God's offer of redemption, of course, you don't spend an entire
Hold it.
eternity with
Hurry,
Him.
elves of the woods.
And yeah, this is the saddest part.
over here.
The fact that there will be people who will
Never shall they return! This will be a day to remember!
not spend their eternity with God because they refuse
This
His offer of
victory will
salvation.
long be remembered.
Okay, another mission done. I try to talk about interesting things in the boring part of the stream, so hopefully I don't need to do that. Westfold is done. Maybe it took me more than it should. Like, a lot of things are like level up, but they are a lot not very well leveled up. I will quickly just drink some water.